Hello and welcome to the Fanboys Podcast. My name is Adam and I'm your host for today, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Ash and Jake. How you doing, boys?
Hello, how you doing, Adam?
Mate, you alright?
Finally doing it, fucking hell.
God, after about...
So what, about a month of prep to get this sorted?
We're here.
We're here.
Yeah,
We've done it.
we're doing it.
We've done it. Nice one, lads. Nice one.
We got there.
So for people who don't know, my name is Adam, Jake and Ash, and obviously we are good pals. We've known each other for a good, I'd say about a year now. Would you say about a year? Well,
Yeah,
Jake,
me and Jake have known each other a little bit
you
longer.
two,
Yeah, we
you
went
two,
to school.
I'm kind of new to the group. Jake, I've known you for a few months.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's been a good few months, Adam.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Longest few
It has.
months of your life, but it's all good.
It's been enjoyable.
Yeah, it's been good. Ash, I've known you for about a year, so
Yeah.
and, it's a bit of love-hate relationship, but I feel like
I think more hate than anything.
Oh,
But
that's a bit much, mate. But, okay. So that's probably about who we are. But why, Jake? Tell me why are we doing this?
Why are we here? That is the question. We think about this all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's just a genuine sort of mutual love of what how we saying this sort of
Well, it's
everything nerdy.
yeah. I'd
Yeah.
say that. Well, what would we consider being nerdy? I think that's a good way to start. What would we say is nerdy? Just pop culture in general?
No, you can be a nerd over anything. You
Yeah.
can be a nerd over... You can be a food nerd.
Well, it's about being a fanboy, and a fanboy is just being a fan or a fangirl. There's no prejudice here.
Fan person.
Fan person.
Let's get behind
Yeah.
this.
Although the podcast is called Fanboy, that doesn't mean fangirls can't listen to this as well. Yeah, everyone's welcome in this.
I think just anyone listening to it at this stage is
we're-
is probably a good thing.
Is
for us,
it too late for a rebrand to fan person?
We've got the logo now and everything. I think we've got a.
I mean, that did take me a while. To be fair.
Well, I don't think Sam Smith will be listening anytime soon. So,
Sam Smith, for some reason,
Just
I
had
don't
to
know
throw
why
that
you've been
one
brought
in,
up
yeah.
already, but you are more than welcome to listen to this podcast. I don't know what Sam Smith has to do with anything right now, but
It's alright. You can look it up. You can look it up after the
yeah,
podcast,
you
mate.
look it up. We'll talk about this.
okay, we'll talk about it later. So we've got stuff planned this year. We've got Comic Con coming up in May, MCM Comic Con. Our first
Bring it on.
convention. You've not done one, have you?
I've not done one.
No, I've never done one either.
And we are
Never even
cosplaying.
thought of doing one. To be fair,
No, well, until it was kind of I don't know whose idea it was actually.
Until the fan, I think it was yours.
My idea?
yeah, I think it was yours. Got a little Facebook group going, and
Comic Con, here we come.
asked us if we wanted to go, and it
Yeah.
was sort of all sorted out within a couple of hours, really, for
Yeah.
us to just go.
It was
And
like,
we are cosplaying this year as well. We've never cosplayed.
no.
No.
No,
should be interesting.
I own a Deadpool costume, but
Deciding to splash the cash a little bit, and
you gotta splash it sometimes, haven't you?
So
Gotta go proper.
you're actually the only one out of the three of us that hasn't actually committed to buying anything for the costume yet.
I haven't, and
I don't want to out you like that straight
no,
away.
no,
mate, but
I understand.
we've got starts we mean to go on.
All right,
haven't we?
yeah, okay. We'll get there, and you guys will be jealous. Just saying.
Oh, okay. He's
Wait for it.
set the bar very
Wait
high
for
right
it.
now.
Wait for
I
our
mean-
Comic Con special, everyone.
I mean, Ash has already got a double lightsaber, so that is hard to beat.
Yeah, you've got to try quite hard to
Oh no,
to beat the double-edged lightsaber.
I'll get there. Don't worry.
So am I under the understanding that we're both me and you going as Jedis? Are you still going as a Jedi?
Yeah, no, fat Jedi's for life, isn't it?
The fact that hopefully that
Hopefully, no.
I'm hoping I can lose some weight before then, but yeah, probably fat
We'll,
Jedi's for
we'll,
life.
we'll
Yeah.
be like medium-sized Jedi's.
Yeah,
We will
yeah.
be.
We'll be the ones that just hanged out with hanged at the Jedi Temple. You didn't really go on
Yeah,
any
didn't-
missions.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah, just kind of read text.
Like sort of
Read the
office
Jedi.
Jedi's.
Yeah, office Jedi's.
Office Jedi's.
The admins.
Yeah.
They had to have receptionists of some kind.
Yeah,
They
no, of
must
course.
have had meetings and receptionists.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there has to be a receptionist for the Senate. Like, not anyone could just go into the
No, you're right.
meet. Yeah.
I feel like we've massively sort of gone off topic of the Jedis, and now we're just going on to receptionists in the Senate.
I think it would be the logistics of the Star Wars worlds. Who builds the ships?
That is a very shipbuilders.
And that's exactly the kind of thing that we'll be discussing on the podcast, I guess, isn't it?
Who builds the Star Wars ships in the
So
Star
yeah,
Wars
so you've got you two going as Jedi, and I'm going as a Sith.
Well, are you going as a Sith or are you going as a Dark Jedi?
I think now that I've sort of gone for the red blades, I've got to go as a Sith now.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. Gonna get the black robes.
Oh yeah,
Gonna get those yellow eyes.
I'm gonna see about the yellow eyes. I don't think I can really go in glasses. I don't
Well, same
see
here.
any Sith in glasses.
Yeah,
So
I need to get some contact lenses and work that out. Actually, I don't. I think glasses do now exist in the Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
I saw something in the news the other day. I think it might have been in one of the Clone Wars episodes that's just come out. Someone's wearing glasses. I could be wrong on that. I could be extremely wrong.
Well, that's something that we'll definitely have to sort of look at for.
But I don't think the
we'll
glasses
confirm
necessarily will look like human glasses.
No.
Yeah.
Like Moz's glasses.
What's Mozzie's glasses?
What are
yeah,
they?
yeah. Just like the circles that sort of go out to the side a
They're
little bit.
like when Anakin chucks on the goggles before he starts his pod racing. That's not a link, but you know.
I think this is something that we should try and confirm for the next episode, whether glasses are becoming canon in the in Star Wars lore.
Yes, we do need. I want to check that because I am 99% sure I've seen that somewhere.
Okay,
I could be wrong. It might not be. It might not be in the Clone
out.
Wars episodes. I could be totally wrong on that, but I'm trying to think where else it could be. I don't know. If anyone knows, please correct me. Please tell me if I'm correct in what I'm saying. But I don't know. I might have just put that out of thin air, but I don't think I have. I feel like I know. I feel like I know.
Glasses.
Right. Well, let's try and rein this in a little bit.
Right, okay.
Let's get back.
So obviously it's episode 1 for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken a lot of work to get here, lot of grafting, especially on your behalf, Adam.
Thank you, mate.
The man behind it all.
The man behind it. So why don't we? Don't know what are we doing? Obviously, this is a podcast. We're doing a YouTube channel as well.
Yes, we wanted to start with a podcast because that was necessarily that's what we all wanted to do originally, weren't it? A podcast. We wanted to get together anyway and just have these sort of chats. But we said, why don't we, kind of publish it as well and put it out there and make some content through it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of stemmed from there. And we looked at kind of how much this would all cost, and then this is where we are now. We've got a pretty good setup. I'm happy with it, and it can only get better. We've started at the best we can.
Up from here.
But I think it's definitely some sort of makes sense to go into podcasts because we're like even when we're down the pub, sort of just having a drink and having a chat with people. Yeah. We always find something to talk about, whether it's Star Wars or Marvel or what.
Anything. It's just pop culture in general, I'd say we talk about, but there is stuff that we all have loves for. Like, you're a massive Harry Potter fan.
Yep.
Massive. And I love it. You don't really watch
I don't like Harry.
No, he doesn't like Harry.
Unpopular opinion. I think
he was telling me on the way up here that, a lot of people sort of dislike him for it. But
I think Harry Potter, and I will stick by this till the day I die, Harry Potter is the most overrated series of all time.
Okay, you could have made a lot of enemies already.
Yeah, strong words right there. Strong words.
If you want to send any hate mail, it's up your arse and to the left.
Okay, right. Fair enough. That's how we're starting this.
But people could say that about, because I'm a massive Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars. I literally probably spend. I don't think I've gone a day without thinking about Star Wars over something. Just like having that. If you can see.
Yeah, the majority of your shelf up here is sort of Star Wars. You've got your lightsaber there as well.
Yeah.
Lives and breathes it.
Yeah, it's looking good.
But people, and I wouldn't be begrudging them for saying this, would say that Star Wars is overrated, especially the sequel trilogy. And there's people that have big things against the prequels.
Yeah, you'll get people that say that obviously we've got 7, 8, and 9 now. If that's taken it a little bit too far. Because obviously, originally we had 4, 5, and 6, and everyone loved them.
Yeah.
We go on to the prequels, and there was a lot of love, and there was a lot of hate as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of them.
You'll never get it as good as it was because it's not ever going to be the same. People want that nostalgia, and there's a certain degree you can have of that nostalgia, but you have to have good stories as well, and that's what the sequel trilogy's lacked. It's lacked a good story.
Good story.
Especially Last Jedi.
Yeah, well, but I tell you what,
Last Jedi was disappointing.
I might now get flack and hate mail because I'm about to say something now that I think might end up ringing true. I generally think out of the 3 of the sequel trilogy, The Last Jedi is the most unique, and I reckon in time that'll become. I don't reckon it'll become everyone's favourite, but I do think that'll become more favoured because it took chances that the other 2 didn't really take chances.
Yeah, but that's what you get with a different director, though.
Well, yeah, that is what you get. But it makes you think, and there is something I want to talk about a bit later on in the podcast because the original script for what was meant to be The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, this is a novelisation, wasn't it, of The Rise of Skywalker?
Well, no, that's just come out, And I want to talk about that as well because I've got some news on that.
Right.
But the original script because Colin Trevorrow, the guy who directed the Jurassic World movies, he was meant to originally direct the ninth film, and it was meant to be called Duel of Fates.
Duel of Fates.
And there was a script that's been leaked, and Colin Trevorrow has now confirmed that was the legit script before he ended up getting took off the project.
Yeah.
And JJ took over. I will get into that a little bit. I don't know how much I want to go deep into that because we could go through the entire script and probably do that in one podcast. So we might leave that for another podcast, actually. There is a few things I want to kind of get into, a few topics of discussion, because there's been some stuff in the news that's came out through this week, actually, that is actually quite a bit interesting. We may as well start with Star Wars since we're already on it. So they've released, in this novelisation of the Rise of Skywalker, it's just come out, and they've kind of released now that Palpatine, they've released how he survived. And in so many words, it was cloning.
Yeah, but I think obviously you see all like the bacta tanks and everything in Rise of Skywalker. I think that gives the sort of the visualization of cloning.
But yes. that to me suggests obviously Snoke was inside that tank, loads of clones of Snoke. And to me, that feels like it was just Snoke being cloned. Because at the end of the day, who was cloning Palpatine?
Well, this is the thing. Ian McDiarmid, who plays Palpatine, was at a Comic-Con, I think a couple of days ago. I saw this in the news. It was actually Star Wars Theory. Did you watch have you ever watched his YouTube videos?
No.
He does.
Oh wait, Star Wars Theory. Yeah. I've seen a few of his.
He talks about kind of the latest news of Star Wars and stuff like that. And I saw a video of his earlier today, actually, where he talks about. He kind of talks over an interview that Ian McDiarmid's having, and he kind of reviews the interview and kind of talks about what he's saying. And basically, Ian McDiarmid released. There was meant to be a line in the movie that's along the lines of Kylo was meant to say something along the lines of you're a clone, and Palpatine's response was much more than a clone, but less of a man, or something along those lines. So that's what was meant to be a line in the actual movie. But in the novelisation, this is what reads in the latest novel that's just come out for the movie. So this is all canon. This is all legit.
Okay.
It reads, all the vials were empty of liquid save one, which were nearly depleted. Kylo peered closer. He'd seen the apparatus before, too, when he studied the Clone Wars as a boy. The liquid flowing into the living nightmare before him was fighting a losing battle to sustain the Emperor's putrid flesh. What could you give me? Kylo asked. Emperor Palpatine lived after a fashion, and Kylo could feel in his very bones that this clone body sheltered the Emperor's actual spirit. It was an imperfect vessel, though unable to contain his immense power, it couldn't last much longer. So that explains why he's so desperate to kind of get take over someone else's body. So, in so many words, it sounds like he was a clone.
Yeah, but as I say, I think there was always, especially in sort of fan theory, cloning was always going to be one of the big ones that was up there. Especially when you look at when you actually go and watch the film and you see sort of how he looks when you first see him, he looks dead.
Well, that's the thing, and I got from the movie that was his dead body that had fell, and somehow his spirit had somehow kept himself alive through dark forces or whatever, and his line in the movie is like from the same one from Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I was going to say in Revenge of the Sith, he says something about that.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities that some consider unnatural. I don't have a very good Emperor Palpatine.
You haven't got the Palpatine voice down yet.
I can't do the Sidious voice. I would love to be able to do it, but sadly I do not have that ability.
The power of the dark side.
Do it.
So I think if we stay on Force Awakens, but not Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker. Sorry, guys. What do you think of it?
I tell you what. When I first watched it, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Because we all went to watch it together, didn't we?
Yeah, we all went to watch it together, and we all came out of it. I think we came out a bit deflated.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah. I think there was stuff. So I think Avengers Endgame gave the fans everything they wanted. It was a lot of fanfare, and the Rise of Skywalker did have fanfare, and there was a lot of stuff in there that I wanted. But I think you can't really top the fanfare that Endgame gave, and I think fans, especially me, was expecting that level of awesomeness that Endgame had. You know,
I think when you look at it though, the final 3 Star Wars films, it's essentially a new story. From obviously from episode 6.
Yeah.
It's essentially a new story, whereas Endgame followed the line of the Avengers for so long.
Well, this is the thing.
They had to make it good. They didn't have a choice.
They had 10 years to build these.
Yeah.
This is the thing. The character development in the sequel trilogy wasn't good. I couldn't. It was nice to have the original characters, although they were killing each one off in every movie.
Yeah.
But the actual characters, the main characters, Finn, Rey, and Poe, they didn't have no. Finn and Rey did a little bit.
I think
they were built.
I think they were built in The Force Awakens, and I think everything about them was destroyed by the time Rise of Skywalker came out.
Yeah.
I feel like, because obviously Finn being a sort of a fugitive, not a fugitive. What's the word? He abandoned the stormtroopers.
He was a defector.
Yeah, that's the one.
A defector of the First Order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever said about that.
No, there's so much that you can go on from that.
Yeah, there is so much you can do, and I think the thing with Rise of Skywalker, it spent so much time retconning all of the mistakes made in the last, not mistakes because obviously they were intended, but retconning a lot of stuff that happened in the Last Jedi.
Yeah,
for example,
it was like a massive. It was like JJ was doing a massive FU to Ryan Johnson.
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
Taking everything, because in the Last Jedi, obviously they introduced Mary. Was it Mary? Who was the girl that came to the casino with Finn?
What's her name?
And she was in. She was
Rose.
That's
Rose.
the one,
That's
Rose,
it.
yeah.
I don't know where I got Mary from. But obviously, in Rise of Skywalker, she is in it for about 2 minutes.
Well,
that's something that was discussed quite a bit, I think, because obviously she was a massive part.
She was built up to be a massive
of that last film.
And she was a love interest for Finn at the end, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But then they do the whole, Rose, are you coming on this mission? No, I'm gonna stay and do whatever she had to do.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you have someone that's going to save Finn's life in one film to
just be
getting 5 minutes in the next?
I was quite happy with that because I didn't really like her character.
Okay, fair enough.
I found it quite annoying.
Yeah. There was, because honestly, in Last Jedi, don't get me wrong, some parts of that film, I mean, the action sequences of The Last Jedi are unreal in comparison to other Star Wars films. I think purely, for example, Rey and Kylo fighting Snoke towards the end, and fighting. That was amazing. It was really well done. Whereas some fights in, let's say, Rise of Skywalker, just kind of fell flat for me. In some points. Yeah. Like I know it sounds a bit silly, but obviously the whole bit on what planet was it when Kylo was coming towards Rey with the ship.
What were the waves coming up
Pasana,
on them?
Yeah. When they're on it looks like Tatooine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pasana it was called. Yeah, but that was purely a cool shot that they had, and then where she does like the backflip over. That was a cool shot, but then again,
it was unnecessary.
He wasn't trying to kill her.
Yeah.
So why was he going full force right into it? If he's not trying to kill her, what would have happened if she didn't do that?
I feel like that shot was purely included for the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that was the first shot in the first trailer, wasn't it, for the Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
I think. All right. Going away from this, I have to talk about the one massive problem I have with Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
And that is Rey and Kylo Ren. Reylo. I don't have a problem with it.
Can we not give it a pet name, please?
I don't. It already had a pet name.
That is what the pet name is.
A lot of people are a bit in trouble for that, but
we could get hate for that because there's a lot of Reylo fans out there.
There are a lot of Reylo fans, but how it feels so out of the blue.
Oh yeah.
For me, it just felt so random. It didn't.
I felt like they had a brother. Not brother. Well, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of a brother-sister relationship.
It felt like they had a sort of Luke-Leia relationship.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it felt to me. And
a dyad in the Force. That's what the power, because that's what when Palpatine kind of took the Force essence from them both.
Yeah,
he was able to do that because they were a dyad in the Force. That's what they were. That's why they could connect. They tried to originally, because he kind of said that Snoke was the guy that connected them together, but they wasn't. They were actually connected, and they were a dyad, which meant that they were both one. That's why they could Force transfer things to each other, and it's but apparently it was something that hadn't been seen for centuries, and which is why Palpatine was shocked when he took their essence and then got recharged pretty much.
Yeah, but there's a lot in that last film that we haven't seen before. So like, obviously you've got the idea of being able to grab objects from anywhere in the universe, essentially.
Yeah.
Like where does that stop?
Well, it stops now because Kylo's dead.
Spoilers.
Yeah. I suppose we've already gone quite deep.
I think we've been talking about it long enough to avoid the spoiler note there.
It's been a couple months.
Yeah, I'd like to think any Star Wars fan will have watched it anyway.
Yeah,
if you've not
100%.
watched
if you don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, I deeply apologise. But
Better not spoil the Sixth Sense for him then.
Snape killed Dumbledore, by the way.
Well, too soon, man.
Too soon.
I can't be having that.
That's deep, man. Isn't
That's too deep. Yeah.
So, I don't want this to become a purely rant about Star Wars.
No, definitely.
Star Wars The Old Republic podcast. So let's move on to some other news. If we do get the coronavirus, there has been released a good way to kind of rest. Have you seen the gaming bed that's been released?
I have. I've seen a couple pictures of it. Yeah,
I've seen some of these pictures.
It looks good.
Ash, if you go on to, if you grab, hold on, I've got the mouse here.
Yeah.
If you change to camera 4, please, Ash. I think I've got the ad up already. So here's some pictures of the. Hold on. Sorry, Jake. I'm going to use your lap as a.
Thank you. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
That looks sick. That does.
It does look sick, but what's this bit here? What's this big? Is it like? Oh, I'm assuming it's some sort of cushion. It's just a bed. It's
a bed with a desk in front of it.
Yeah, and
That's
it's got a phone, sort of a gaming phone, I think.
A gaming phone.
Yeah, it's perfect time for this mouse to cut out. Isn't it? So there's a good place to kind of. I love how they blurred out the Coca-Cola logos. It does look comfy, but what about if you want a double bed? What about if
I don't think many companies are doing split screen anymore, are they? So
I think most companies assume gamers are single. That's why they spend most of their time on the games.
So yeah, but if you do kind of get a little bit of coronavirus, it has hit where we are located. That was released in the news the other day that it was just down the road. Someone had first been thinking positive for coronavirus.
Well, number 2 today.
Is it number 2
was the second one today?
Number 2 today.
It's catching. It's catching. While we're on the subject, I just thought I'd bring up this little meme here. I don't know if you've seen it about the resemblance to Raccoon, an umbrella.
Yeah.
For Resident Evil, the kind of
T virus.
Very close. Yeah.
It's very, very close. That's weird.
What are we saying, boys? Are we ready for a
zombie apocalypse?
Apocalypse if it comes about as a result of this?
Or is it just fake news?
I think it's definitely fake news. I don't think we're going to have a zombie apocalypse,
But how... I mean, don't get me wrong, it is in the city, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they created the coronavirus. I mean, in all fairness, it'd be quite pleasing if they did. How fitting would that be? I wouldn't mind.
It'd be brilliant.
I've played 7 Resident Evil games.
It'd be very weird. I just like how even with something that's so random, they can make a not a meme, but like a link to it.
Yeah.
And it's just so random. I just love that sort of thing. I think it's so funny. But I don't want to disrespect people that have died from it because, no. It's a serious thing. But that did make me laugh when I saw it. I thought, how random is that? That's pretty awesome.
Right, well, let's go away from the
let's get
from the coronavirus
serious news. Let's get on to the real reason we're here.
So obviously, being a new channel, new podcast, obviously we all sort of discussed a good way to start this off would be
use your words, mate.
Sorry. How do we feel like 2019 was in terms of films, TV, games?
It was a good year.
It was a good year. I don't think it was the best. I think there's one standout of last year.
Avengers Endgame.
Endgame, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was nothing last year that could top that film.
But that was a build up of 10 years. There was no way that film. I think that film could have been bad, but they did it so perfect.
It could have gone so not in their favor, especially after Infinity War. Like Infinity War was an incredible film. I think so many people were apprehensive for.
I still think Infinity War was a better film.
So are we saying Endgame top film of the year?
Oh yeah,
of last year.
Yeah, of last year.
2019. Yeah, there was a lot of films I liked. The Joker That was also a
Joker
top
was
film for
incredible.
me. That was probably come second because Joker was so out there.
I feel like I've definitely let the team down.
I can't believe you've not watched it.
You know, I haven't watched it. I do feel bad. I feel like this weekend that's going to have to be a.
Yeah,
It's been 6 months since that film came out, Ash.
It's out on DVD now, man.
6 months.
Yeah, I know. I'll
Out on DVD. How old am I?
people use DVDs still.
You can digital download it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I might have to Amazon Prime. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on there, but you have to pay for it. So
Oh,
I'll.
well then.
I know you know what it's like, boys. Times are hard.
I know, mate, I know.
But no, I'll definitely take a look at that.
It's not a comic book movie.
No, it's not even. I mean, obviously there are links to Batman. There are links to Bruce Wayne. Thomas Wayne's in it.
Yeah. And that's not spoilers. That's all in the
That's
trailer.
not spoilers. It is, and it does a good job of setting up a young Bruce Wayne in his situation.
And
but
is there going to be a second one?
The film isn't about Bruce Wayne. The film isn't even really about Batman.
No. It's about mental health.
Yeah.
It's about how a society could drive someone to just hate the world. But then again, we don't even know if anything happened. If anything in the film actually happened.
Exactly. It could have been. It could have been all in his head.
All in his head.
Oh well. Sorry, Ash. Spoilers.
This is something that I will that I'll definitely go into a little bit more detail on another day.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's something that I haven't watched. I feel like I'm a little bit of an outcast on that subject.
But Joker definitely has my favourite scene of the year.
Yeah.
Last year, it has my favourite scene of the year, closely followed by Portals.
Go on. I feel like I'll take the spoiler here.
When you say Portals, you mean the Endgame?
I'm talking about Endgame. On your left.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Endgame. I'll take the spoiler here.
We'll take the spoilers.
Yeah, go on.
Joker on the Murray Franklin TV show.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to hear another joke, Murray? Is the best scene in any film I've ever seen because it is so. The first time you watch that,
intense, man, yeah.
The first time you watch that, you're in such shock and awe after seeing it, and I don't think I've ever felt like that during a film. To be honest, I just felt so shocked, and I mean, I could kind of see it going, but that is the moment Arthur clicks. That's the moment he snaps, and that is.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he killed the 3 people on the subway, but
okay, now we're going into spoilers
Yeah,
that I feel like I didn't need to hear.
We're going deep.
surprise.
cheers for that one, mate. Appreciate that.
Deep. Right, well, I said there is other films. Toy Story 4 was good. That was lackluster. That wasn't as good as Toy Story 3. I will say.
I think they could have ended on Toy Story 3. Toy Story 4 was
still haven't seen that one either. Sorry, guys.
I'm glad you're part of this podcast.
I'm trying to get involved.
Toy Story 4 kind of it was incredible. I mean, for me, it was incredible. It felt.
It was sad. The hand holding scene at the end of Toy Story 3.
I'm pretty sure me and you actually went to see Toy Story 3 in the cinema.
That brought a tear to a young man's eyes. That did.
Even in Toy Story 4, though, to be fair, I mean, Ash.
Go ahead.
Spoilers.
Go ahead.
At the end, when Buzz and all that are on the back of the car, and Bo Peep and Woody are together.
They say Bo. They say Bo. They say bye.
They say bye.
They say Bo.
They say Bo.
They say Bo.
Can't talk.
Incredibly sad.
As you said, use your words, mate.
Yeah. Fair play, mate. You got me.
Thank you very much.
El Camino. Did you watch that, Ash?
No.
Ash didn't watch that either.
Ash was.
We will get into films that I have seen eventually.
Well, I hope you've got some ideas.
Yeah, I've got a couple. Right. I'm going swiftly away from that one because.
All right.
We'll talk about El Camino later.
Yeah, you can talk about that on another day.
El Camino.
Did I say Al Capino?
Al
Capino?
Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Use your words.
Al Capone.
That's right, guys. Right, get a list up for me, yeah, of films that I should watch, and I'll try and get through them for the next one.
List.
No doubt, he's probably only about 2% of the list we saw.
100%.
Okay, tell us about the films you've watched this year. Tell me all about them.
Right, well, a couple of Detective Pikachu, man. 2019 Detective Pikachu. As a Pokemon fan, haven't seen that one, have you?
I've not watched those.
There we go. I'm not the only one. Okay, we'll move on from that one as well then.
No, you can talk about it. Hey.
Are you a Pokemon fan? You a Pokemon fan?
Right, Pokemon for me. I know what it is. I've seen the games played.
Yep.
I grew up at an age where Pokemon, I just missed it. So,
dude, you're the same age as me.
Yeah, I know, but hear me out, man. Hear me out. My brothers, they were massive Pokemon fans. They had the cards. I remember them getting Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Blue. That was the Squirtle one, wasn't it?
Yep.
Red. That was the Charizard one.
Yep.
I remember having it. I remember playing it on the Game Boy Color. I remember it all, but I was that young that I didn't really understand what was going on. I was only about 4. 4 or 5. I must have been. You must have only been all the same age as well.
Yeah,
maybe you were a bit more of an intuitive child than me.
Well,
maybe I was too. No, I don't know.
I think something messed up for me as I got older. I was like, as I was younger, I was fine. It was getting older that was the problem. Whereas you've just had that sort of lapse all the time.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, you're welcome, mate. But we were saying on the way here, Jake, that you were disappointed with the latest Pokemon game.
Pokemon Sword.
Sword, yeah.
Oh, let's not talk about Pokemon Sword right now. I could go on for a while,
I feel
but
like that's a very sore subject.
it is a very sword subject.
Does right? Tell me this though. Does Pokemon Sword, like the latest games, the Pokemon games, did they kind of go in line with Pokemon Go or anything like that, or is that a whole separate entity?
So obviously before Pokemon Sword and Shield, there was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which followed the lines. It was sort of a remake of.
Was it Sun and Moon before that?
It was.
What were the two Switch?
Yeah.
What were the two Switch games?
So
I know there was two Switch.
So obviously in total you have 4, but you got Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, Sword and Shield.
Okay.
So Let's Go was very similar to Pokemon Go in the sense that you don't. It's not a traditional Pokemon game in the sense of catching Pokemon. It is your Pokemon Go style.
Yeah.
Catching Pokemon. Obviously, you still got your trainer battles, your gym battles, but you don't fight wild Pokemon. Whereas in Sword and Shield, it is back to pretty much a mainline.
So it's back
Pokemon
to how
game.
it used to be played.
It is essentially. I think Let's Go seemed like a bit of a cash in because it was a remake of Red and Blue or Yellow. Let's talk about Yellow. They're all the same thing. So. Well, that's going to piss some people off, isn't it?
I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot of things that we're going to say on here.
This is something that's completely alien to me. I know Pokemon, but it's just I don't.
Was you more of a Digimon kid?
No. That's another thing I missed out on.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh. See, this is the thing. I had Pokemon cards. I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Did I know what I was doing with them? Not a clue. I just had them because everybody else had them. I was one of these kids that. Just followed the crowd.
Yeah.
I'll openly admit it. I was a sheep. Everyone had them. And, I remember going to Tenerife and getting a Yu-Gi-Oh card from, I don't know, some knockoff shop, and it was probably fake. Most definitely fake. But that had I think the way Yu-Gi-Oh used to work, the cards, was it like stars, and that's how they. Or like it was. I remember being like red balls with a star inside.
Yeah, you had stars which were like the power level,
and that's how you rated how good the card.
Yeah,
it's sort of like a Dragon Ball then.
Yeah, it looks a bit like a Dragon Ball. That's a very good. That's a very good way of putting it.
Let's talk it.
Right,
let's throw it into anime now.
Away from Pokemon a little bit. Zombieland 2.
Great film.
Reloaded.
Yep.
Double tap.
The double tap. Yeah. That's my bad.
Let's get that right. I saw that film in the 4DX. Right. Best thing I've ever seen. My ass was shaking after that film. Just saying. Incredible film.
Why did you have a shaky ass? Tell me about it.
Have you been to a 4DX cinema before?
No.
Never been to a 4DX.
Incredible. Chairs move. Seats move. Well, chairs and seats moving.
Chairs
the same
and seats
thing.
move?
They're the same thing. Yeah, they all move in line with like the film. So how the film works. So if someone's driving a truck, your ass is going.
So it's like being on a wreck.
Yeah, it's like being on a ride. You know,
I have been on one. There's one at
Fort Park.
No, not Fort Park. In Salou, in Spain. There's a theme park called Portaventura.
Yes.
And there's one there. I don't know if it's still there, but it was when I went as a young kid, probably about 12, 11, something like that. There was one there. It was like a dolphin, if I remember right.
Yeah. And I know the one you're on about. I've been there as well.
Oh mate,
yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Oh. I mean, I would love to turn my head, but my cord is disallowing movement at the moment. So, 4DX, incredible. I mean, Zombieland, also incredible. So,
okay. Right, let's go on to... We've done movies, I'd say. That's pretty much... We've done movies to a death. TV shows, boys.
The Boys.
The Boys.
Let's talk about The Boys, because I think The Boys is one of the best.
Well, there's season 2 coming out this year.
Season 2 comes out next month, I believe.
Oh, mate. I'm so excited for that.
Especially after that cliffhanger at the end of series 1.
Well, let's not talk spoilers. Cause,
we don't talk spoilers. Not yet. I mean...
I don't think a lot... Well, I'm sure a lot of people have watched it, but there's a lot of people that I know that haven't watched it.
I think when we get to series 2 coming out, we'll do a little bit of a recap on series 1 for people that have watched it.
Yeah.
I think I'll definitely need to rewatch it before it comes out.
I think I could do a rewatch, but I did love it. I did enjoy it. I thought it was so good the way they've kind of put a twist on like the whole Justice League and made it's just so it's just so good.
It's like superheroes on crack.
Yeah,
Is how it's basically how I would define it. Is it? I wouldn't say it's like an anti-hero sort of story. I would describe it more of a. I don't know. It works weird because in some senses you're always supposed to cheer for the heroes.
Yeah.
But what the heroes get up to, like behind closed doors, makes you think. What are they doing? That didn't make any sense at all, in the slightest.
Okay. Sorry, Ash is just whispering to me over the camera.
Threw me off.
So that's the wrong list.
Yep.
Okay, we just have a list of movies that we have watched over the past few years.
So this is something that we sort of spoke about over a while, so it's a little bit difficult for me to remember them all. Especially.
Well, we got the boys. We've done the boys. So Stranger Things 3, that was last year, and that was freaking well good.
I don't think it was the best series.
Did you not?
No, I think series 1 will always shine a light for me. I think series 3 dropped off more into a sort of. I mean, the first series was terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying, and it was good because it was different. It was original. Mm-hmm. You haven't said anything like this.
I'm the sort of person that usually shies away from that sort of thing as well, but I love season 1 of Stranger Things.
Yeah, it was scary.
It was really good.
I think it worked well because, I mean, Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder. She obviously was the standout of it. Incredible. And so were the kids, though, to be fair. Let's talk about it. And as they get older, I don't feel as scared anymore. As they get older, I feel less scared.
Well, they're becoming pretty badass, actually.
And it feels
so you're sort of growing with them in a sense.
Yeah.
In a sense, but I feel.
Although we're older than them.
Yeah.
Much older.
Yeah, a lot older. Not that much older. No, we are a lot older, aren't we?
I think we are. I don't think they're in like 15. So Millie Bobby Brown, she's only like 15, 16. So we're in our mid-20s.
But obviously we've just had the the new sort of short video released of season 4.
Hopper's back.
We got Hopper back,
and I think it was kind of
obvious
that he was going to be back anyway. He's such a beloved character.
Yeah.
It's like killing off Daryl in The Walking Dead. No one's going to do that, are they? So
they should do. They should kill the show.
Well, yeah. I stopped watching after season 5, so.
Yeah, I think that's one show that's gone on for a little bit too long.
That needs to be shot in the head.
That needs to end. It does need to end. I don't know where I don't even want to know where it's got up to now. I can imagine Rick's got the king of the world at this point.
I don't think Rick's in it anymore.
I think Rick left either like a season or 2 seasons ago.
Oh, okay.
Apparently he went off on like a helicopter or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
I think I started watching it again and got up to like season 3 or something like that, and then I stopped again.
The best,
didn't hold my interest.
Season 2 is the best season when they're on the farm with Herschel.
Yeah,
that was good.
Agreed.
And then does the governor come into
governor comes in the end of series 3.
Yeah, season 3. The governor comes in.
The final showdown between them at the prison.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's where it peaked for me. I was like, it's not going to get better than that.
Because then after they all leave the prison and they all go their own ways for a bit, it just lost its kind of. For me, it kind of lost its pull, and I felt like I was lost.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was going on half the time. Everyone was somewhere different, and then chances of them. I mean, to be fair, it should have never lasted more than 3 seasons. I know the comic books go on for ages.
Yeah,
and I've only read the first compendium of I think it's like issues 1 to 50, and to be honest, I would have been happy for it to end at series 3.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, mate, I think it's more just a cash grab now. I imagine it. Well, I don't even know. Is anybody still watching? I imagine they must have the fan base.
If they're still going,
dedicated to it. I don't know anybody that's still watching it.
No. But the thing is that The Walking Dead's still going on, and Firefly only got 1 season. So,
Yeah, but it's one of them. I think it's obviously once a season once a series starts going and starts gaining traction, there is that thing to sort of try and keep it going for as long as humanly possible, and try and, especially for like directors and whatever, to get as much money as they possibly can out of it. Obviously, Game of Thrones spanned for what was it? 8 series in the end.
8 seasons.
And
8 seasons,
the first few seasons of Game of Thrones were outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know, mate. I've not watched it.
Sorry. And then the second half, and you've seen them, haven't you?
I've seen it.
You'll know from.
Do you reckon I'm going to get a tremendous amount of hate for not watching Game of Thrones?
Yes.
I think I would. I think I deserve a tremendous amount of hate. I'm not behind on it. I know now is the perfect time because it's done.
Yeah, I think for people that haven't watched it, now would be perfect to start it, because obviously people that have waited sort of 2 years we were waiting for season 8.
Yeah,
I think
and to be let down like that.
Yeah, and to be let down in the way that we was. I think for people that haven't waited that long and start the seasons from scratch,
yeah,
would enjoy it a hell of a lot more than people that have waited.
Maybe. I would love to start it. I don't even know where I can watch it. I think it's on Sky.
So it's on Now TV box sets.
So it'd have to become.
I think I might have the first few seasons on DVD as well. I could lend you them if you're going to watch it.
Well, you know what? I do like my DVDs, mate. Still about 10 years.
We're getting converted onto VHS for you, Adam.
Oh,
If
thank
that's
you.
all right.
Well, I do love a VHS.
Yeah.
I do actually have a VHS player somewhere in this house.
I have a VHS somewhere laying about. Power Rangers, Time Force, The End of Time, Part 1 and Part 2. Just saying. Best part of Power Rangers.
Okay, and I think on that note, we've done films. We've done our favourite series of 2019 as well. Games, guys.
Games.
Obviously, we're all quite big gamers. Jake, you've just got an Xbox now.
Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. I'm on it all.
There we go.
It's fair to say we are quite big gamers, but then again, 2019 was a quiet year for gaming for me.
I disagree.
All right. Okay.
I think.
Hold on.
Oh, for you, yeah.
For me, only because there was one game, Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Which took up most of my year.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
I think every time you're online, you're pretty much on that game, aren't you?
I don't get it.
You've not played
You will get it. You will get it.
I played the first bit, and once there was no mini map, and I had to keep looking at the map, and then I had to,
yeah, but you don't play it single player. There's plenty of people that do, and I got fair play to it.
I couldn't do it.
But it's for me the best experience you'll get is in a big crew of you, at least 3 or 4 of you, and you even with 2 of you actually, it's quite good. It's good. But it's like a make your own story thing. There's more to it now. There's a lot. There's like it's got story modes. It's got PvP modes. It's awesome. It is really good. That's what took up most of my year last year. But especially, and number 2, which I am very impressed with, and I'm very, 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 very happy with how it turned out, because I've had very low expectations. Jedi Fallen Order.
What probably my favourite game of the year.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, 100%.
That's a very bold statement.
No, 100% my favourite game of the year. I always loved Star Wars games, and as I was saying to you guys before we started, I've just got Knights of the Old Republic 2, backwards compatibility on the Xbox One, and as soon as I downloaded it, I couldn't stop playing it.
Those Knights of the Old Republic games, especially the first one for me.
The first one, hands down, best Star Wars game I've ever played.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that game, and I played it through so many times.
Yeah.
Star Wars Fallen Order from last year doesn't have that ability.
It's not got replayability.
No, I played it the first time. I loved the story.
Yeah.
There was. I don't want to go too much into it. I don't want to spoil things for people.
But for me, it was an unexpected story. I think it went quite deep, a lot more than I thought it would do. But
you had them nostalgia bits as well.
Yes, and
which I loved.
The gameplay wasn't. People are always saying it looks like it's going to be a linear game, and there was linear aspects to it.
Yeah.
But the gameplay was so addictive that the kind of free running aspect it had and stuff like that. It was just for me. It was it hooked me, and I couldn't stop playing it until I completed the game.
What was it they put it? They said Dark Souls, Tomb Raider, and Uncharted.
Exactly.
Soulsborne. That's like a genre in itself now, isn't it? Soulsborne. Oh, fuck those games. I'm gonna be honest with you, lads.
Yeah.
I played about an hour of Fallen Order.
Yep.
Got bored.
Mate, tell me about it. Why?
I don't know. I couldn't. To be fair, I played an awful lot of really good games last year, and I just felt I couldn't get into it. Everyone was telling me the story is great. I love Star Wars just as much as the next person, but I could not, for the life of me, get into Fallen Order. Like, I don't know what it is. I probably need to go back to it and play it at some point, but I just can't. I struggle. I mean,
for that slow little whirring you can hear, that's just Ash doing his vape.
That's why.
I was trying to do it so you guys could.
That's why he's pulled the camera away.
Yeah, pretty much, right.
He's a
fuck
dick.
If you're gonna call me out on that one, then I'll just keep the camera like this from now on.
I didn't want the people
No,
thinking.
you've called me out massively there.
I have to talk about my favourite game of last year.
Go
for it.
Obviously, Devil May Cry 5.
I haven't played it. I played Devil May Cry 4 last year.
So Devil May Cry 4 is a great game. I think the Devil May Cry series is incredible, apart from Devil May Cry 2, which we don't talk about. But Devil May Cry 5...
Why don't we talk about Devil May Cry 2?
It changed what made the first one good, and then they kind of took it back for 3. So, I mean, you kind of have to play it to understand why it feels different.
Oh, you're going to get like that, mate?
Well,
you're going to help me like that?
I mean, you can play it if you want. I mean, I'm not going to judge you if you don't. But Devil May Cry 5
I feel like you are judging me, though.
Silently.
Okay.
Only silently. But
I don't feel like it's silent at this point, mate.
Devil May Cry 5 blimey. Devil May Cry 5 works in the... It is it's not unique, but there's 3 different play styles during the game. Like when you play Resident Evil 2, you've got 2 campaigns to play through. In certain games, I'm trying to think of other games with different campaigns with different characters, but it's mainly Resident Evil that you do that in. I'm sure someone...
I can't think of any.
But
you put me on the spot a little bit there.
With Devil May Cry 5, it's sort of 3 interlocking... Oh, God, I keep doing that. Stop moving my hands. 3 interlocking stories of sorts. GTA, that's it. Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, GTA.
We'll go for GTA. Yeah,
that was 3 stories as well, wasn't it?
3 stories. Trevor, Michael, and
if you count the GTA Online story,
what was the other geezer's name?
Trevor, Michael, and
Franklin.
That's the one.
Boom, boom.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But definitely, I mean, Devil May Cry 5 was up there, and then one of my worst was Death Stranding.
That was had such a big build up, and then for some reason I never played it. It's got Norman Reedus in it, hasn't it?
It's Norman, it's Kojima.
Basically a walking simulator, I've heard.
So it in senses it's not a walking simulator.
Obviously, I've not got a PlayStation, so I can't play it. So I don't mind spoilers here.
You should have bought mine off me, mate, when I was selling it.
That would have completely ruined the point on that one.
It's not a walking simulator. It's like the post office simulator is how I would define it. I mean, you do a lot of walking, but there is a bike in it. I didn't finish it because
feels like playing Pokemon.
Death Stranding from the Fanboys Central. It's like a postman simulator, right there. That's our review.
That is my review.
Best review it's going to get this year as well.
Well, unlikely. Oh, some people love it. I mean, some people are just massive Kojima fanboys. Yeah. And since they're split from Konami, I mean, obviously PT. Anyone play PT when it came out?
Nope.
The playable team.
I'm glad we've all, had these experiences, and we all, kind of conferred that of what games we all played over the years.
I feel, but that's the good thing about it though. Like although we like a lot of the same games, there are the different genres that we do like as well.
Have our own taste, don't we?
Yeah. Like you guys were saying earlier, what was it about the Untitled Goose Game?
Yeah.
I've not played that. And you
but it's hilarious.
You said that it's good.
It's a great game.
It's a great game.
But it's one of them games that don't look like they'll be good.
There's not much to it.
It's very simplistic.
Yeah.
It feels like the pigeon mission on Battlefield when that came out.
It's a game that you play. You get your mates round like we're doing now.
Yeah.
And we'd sit and we'd take turns to play it.
Okay.
And just watch and have a laugh and have a few beers. And it's that sort of game.
It's silly.
It's a silly game.
So it's not the sort of game that you'd sort of take seriously and
no way.
Sort of play by yourself when
it's not the sort of game, that it's not Red Dead Redemption 2. No. It's not that level.
It's not meant to be a masterpiece. No. It is a simplistic game.
Yeah.
It's an indie game, isn't it?
It's an indie game, yeah. But it's done well for itself, to be fair. Everyone loves it.
I mean, indie games are on the rise recently. Just want to say there's an independent surge.
Indie games have been on the rise since Minecraft. Minecraft was probably the most.
It's probably the pioneer.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's probably the most successful indie game of all time.
But Minecraft's one of them games which gains a lot of traction, goes very quiet for a long time, and then gains a lot of traction.
I don't think Minecraft will ever go out of fashion.
No.
I think Minecraft will be.
There's always so much that people can do on that game.
It's endless.
Yeah.
In the same way, Dreams.
Oh, you've been on about this.
Yeah,
Dreams,
you've been on about it.
I've been on about Dreams quite a lot recently because it's incredible. I will not stop talking about it because it's like Minecraft, but if Minecraft was on acid.
Well,
I know
that's a bold statement.
That's a bold statement, but you can do anything you want in Dreams.
Yeah.
Like you can, I mean, I've seen people remaking Metal Gear Solid. I've seen people making their own version of Sonic Adventure 3. Like Sonic Adventure games, incredible.
Is that what they made? I saw in the news the other day someone had remade Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Is that the one that looks really creepy?
Yeah. With like the sort of like free.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean, mate.
But I was saying to you earlier, I saw the video of the person that created like X-Wings and TIE fighters as well.
Yeah.
And they've got them flying around shooting at each other. It looks really cool.
It's an incredible.
You could just play Battlefront 2.
You could just play Battlefront 2.
But it's incredible to see what people make. And I think that is going to be something if it picks up the traction it needs to, because it is an incredible. I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it a game.
Does it? It sounds to me a bit like Gary's Mod.
It's like Gary's Mod, but
better.
I wouldn't. At the moment, it's still. I mean, it was in early access for like a year.
Yeah.
And it's just come out of early access to be fully released. And some of the stuff people have been working on for ages have created something incredible. You can create platformers. You can create just like art, like pictures. You can create music, movies, and everything like that. I mean, if I find it, there was this one weird video, and I will post it on some sort of social media at some point. But 100% worth checking out at some point.
Would you say that there's endless sort of possibilities for it? Like you can say in Minecraft.
Given the tools, I mean, obviously with Minecraft you're limited to blocks. Yeah,
but that still doesn't limit people. I saw a video on Facebook of someone who created like a working computer in Minecraft.
Oh yeah. People have made all sorts.
And it's ridiculous.
People have made Minecraft within Minecraft.
Yeah. I think
I've seen that. That's cool. That is
mad.
I think Dreams gives you more tools to do stuff with.
Yeah.
I think if you watch some of the videos of the things that some people have made, they have made things that you could only dream of making yourself.
Yeah.
Because other people haven't made it, and some of the stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's weird because no developer would take a chance on making a game like that.
Yeah. Because
it just wouldn't be financially feasible. But when you play it, you think to yourself, everyone's doing this for each other. Yeah. People are making these games. People are helping make games for each other, and it's an incredible thing to watch. And I think worth a shot at some point.
Okay, mate. Okay. So we've done 2019. I think we've done TV shows, games.
We've done it justice.
I think we have done it
definitely.
justice. And we're not necessarily experts. There's probably loads of stuff that other people love, and that's the whole thing about it. It's all relative to what you love and what you enjoy. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with our opinions. Even if you don't agree with the opinions that we've got about certain things, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it all, though.
Yeah,
no one's gonna have the same opinions on everything, are they? So that's what this is for. It's to create talking points. It's to create sort of
discussions.
Yeah,
but it's not serious discussions.
Exactly.
It's just discussions we'd be having anyway.
Yeah.
But it's to put it out there, and for you guys to whether you agree with us or not, that doesn't really matter.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
We could put this podcast out and people go, these guys do not have a clue what they're talking about. They're talking absolute nonsense.
Amateurs.
Don't
worry, that's what most people think about us anyway.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Now we're just putting it out there for more people to say
exactly.
it to us.
Fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. So should we talk about? Well, we've done the roundup of 2019.
That's pretty brief roundup, but
I reckon we should do a quick rundown of stuff that we're looking forward to for this year.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll start. 1917. Although I've already watched it.
Yeah.
Amazing film, Ash.
Incredible.
I know you've not watched it.
Not seen it.
Watch it, mate.
Yep.
It's really good. I won't do any spoilers. It's a constant shot. So
I know that much. Yeah.
So it flows through the movie, and it doesn't cut out. I don't think it cuts.
It cuts out once.
Or does it cut out once?
It's
yes,
subtle.
I know when it cuts. I know when it cuts. Actually, thinking about it.
Yeah.
No Time to Die.
Yep. 007.
Yep. Trailers for that look incredible.
Yeah, it does look really good.
Last Daniel Craig.
Yep.
Yep. I really don't know how it's going to lead into who's going to be the next James Bond.
Right, quick one, top of your head. Who do you reckon?
Tom Holland, only because he jokingly said on an interview the other day that he's signed a contract and he's doing a James Bond.
I would love to see Tom Holland as James Bond.
I think it'd be well good. It's like a start a franchise with him because he's that young, and he could do an origin story. He could follow through all the way to
There was the set of young Bond books.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I think they still do them, to be fair. someone's still writing them. I think if they were to loosely base it off of those books, it could work. It could work, and I wouldn't say no to seeing Tom Holland as Bond. But then at the same time, Bond's been around for over 50 years now.
Yeah,
60 years coming up, isn't it? 63. Doctor No came out, so
it was the 50-year anniversary on. I was good. No, it can't be.
No, it would have been a while back.
Was it not the 50th anniversary on when Skyfall came out? I'm sure there was it was like Bond 50. I'm sure.
Yeah, it might have. Possibly.
And that was 2012ish, I think, when that came out.
Yeah,
so.
Skyfall, yeah.
But do we ever think? I know there's been some talk about it at points. Do you think they'll ever go down the Doctor Who route of getting a female Bond in? Because there has been talk about it a couple of times.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be dead set against that. I don't think it needs to be. I think that'd just be forcing things down people's throats.
Yeah,
It's doing it for a statement. Yeah. And I got nothing against there being a woman Bond, but it needs to be right, and it needs to come naturally. It doesn't need to just be like we're doing it because we want to make this statement and we want
going with the times a little bit. Yeah,
I think first of all, what I'd rather see is a first black man as a Bond. Idris Elba.
Yeah,
as another example.
There's again a lot of talk sort of surrounding him over the last few years, especially when Daniel Craig said the last time that he was gonna stop being
awesome.
Bond.
And I think he'd be a great Bond. And I wouldn't be so against that. I wouldn't feel like that was being forced down my throat.
No.
More than them doing a woman, because they are just making a statement, right there.
Yeah, I think obviously when it came to going back to Doctor Who, I was saying going back when you mentioned Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Doctor Who, I felt like hiring Jodie Whittaker to be the next Doctor is a smart move, because you increase your audience, because I think in some people's minds, girls might not feel like they're represented as the hero per se. With Doctor Who, for instance, obviously the companions are very strong characters.
There's
and
always
they tend
been
to be,
that female companion as well.
They tend to be women, but having Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, she's a very strong, prominent person. And obviously, I think I'm the only one that's been watching Doctor Who recently.
Yep. Yeah, not a clue.
No.
A lot of people, I feel like, don't like her because the fact the Doctor's a woman. And
that's wrong.
I have an issue with that, because I think her performance as the Doctor is incredible. So,
there's nothing wrong with it. It's the same as like the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
People felt like that was being forced down the throats with the whole
female Avengers scene.
Yeah. But I didn't take that. I thought fair play. I thought they get the women they're getting the moment, and they should do.
From that, we're getting a lot.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot from that.
Yeah,
so, like, we've got few sort of series, few films coming out.
And there should be, and I would happily watch it, a woman-led Avengers movie, like a woman Avengers.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, Captain Marvel led.
But then again, why does it have to be just a woman-led Avengers? Why can't they all just mold together?
Yeah,
everyone's the same.
That's the point of the Avengers.
That's the point of the Avengers. Everyone molds together and just a big fighting bunch of guys.
Yeah.
And girls.
So what, in terms of sort of Marvel films that have been...
Oh,
sort of...
Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
Go on. No, go on.
In terms of Marvel movies, I'm just going to carry on from what you're saying. Actually... Ignore me. We'll get to it in a second. We'll get to it because when we go on to TV shows, it's what I want to talk about.
Okay. So sorry. Marvel films. One that's obviously been talked about a little bit is the Black Widow film.
Yes, mate.
Well, what do we think of that?
I'm excited.
We've all seen the trailer, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'm
about two now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes, there has. And it's got Hopper.
Hopper, David Harbour.
Yeah.
David Harbour.
And I think he's going to be awesome.
Red Guardian.
That's it.
Excellent. Good casting. I mean, obviously, if he can pull a Russian accent off the whole way through the film, I will be so happy.
Yeah, but I think that's going to work well for Stranger Things as well.
Yeah.
So he's in Russia. He's going to have to do
that. That is weird, isn't it? That they correlated. That's pretty cool.
They've done that pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a very good film. I don't know if it's going to lead into anything kind of relating to Endgame.
Well, supposedly it's based in between Civil War and Infinity War, about kind of what Natasha was doing in between then.
Yeah.
So obviously after Civil War, she betrayed Tony Stark and she's on the run and whatever.
Yeah.
My problem with this is that I feel like they're just doing this because fans have been asking for a Black Widow film. And I don't feel like it's going to affect the MCU in any way.
No.
I don't feel... I mean,
it can't, can it? Because she's Well,
we know the
She's
the
dead.
end of that now.
She's
We know
dead.
the end of it.
She's dead. But I don't. So far, every Marvel film in the MCU hasn't gone back on itself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Iron Man 2 was before Iron Man 1 or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it's a bold move to do this because we know what's going to happen. We know in the end she dies. So I think, what can they do to develop? I mean, obviously they're going to develop her character, but what happens with Black Widow after the Black Widow film?
Well, maybe they focus in this movie a lot more on the kind of other characters, like the guy, whatever his name is, who plays Hopper. Maybe they focus on them, but then I would want to know, because they look like heroes as well. So why are they not showing up in Endgame?
Is this them? Do you think is this sort of like leading to more spin-offs? Sort of. Obviously, we're going back in time a little bit for what's it, Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah.
Do you think that they'll end up doing that for other heroes?
Well, they will. Yeah, I think they will with the Disney Plus series.
Yeah, I think they will go back.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. Well, we'll get onto. I suppose we'll get onto that. We can move over to. Well, no, we've not even got. We've got a lot of other movies coming up actually for this year that we can talk about. The New Mutants.
Oh.
Oh, do you want to carry on saying something?
Sorry, the last MCU movie. I think there's 2 coming out this year. Eternals.
Oh yes, is that coming out this year?
Yeah, Eternals comes out. I think it's November.
Well, has there been any trailers
this year? No, it's
You have to tell me a little bit about that.
I think
you'll
not
have to
heard
tell
of
me,
that
because I don't really. I've not read those comics.
I've not even heard of it.
I haven't read the Eternals myself, but I've read up on them briefly.
Yep.
It's sort of is a more cosmic version of the Avengers. So sort of how the Guardians of the Galaxy are like cosmic sort of characters in themselves, like Gamora and Drax and all that.
Yeah.
I think the Eternals is going to expand upon that, and I think a lot can come out of the Eternals.
Okay.
Because they've got like real life Celestials apparently in this film. So obviously you see the Celestial head in Guardians of the Galaxy that he uses nowhere.
Yeah.
Is a Celestial's head. And supposedly they are going to be Celestials in the Eternals, and what that can mean. Could
that potentially mean lead into the next Avengers movie?
It could also, I think. I'm thinking about Sentinels for a second, thinking about X-Men, getting a bit excited there. It could definitely mean a lot for the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the long run.
Maybe this is the start, because they're going to build these. They want these movies to keep going. So you ain't going to get another movie like Endgame for another 10 years. Probably. Yeah. So this is all they're creating the groundworks now for the next 10 years.
Next set, yeah.
So we've got New Mutants. When did you say that's coming out?
I think that's next week. It comes out 14th of March.
And is that X-Men?
That is the last.
I know nothing about this film, so I'm completely.
I think I've seen some trailers for it. It looks interesting.
It's the last Fox-produced X-Men movie. It's been in hell for development recently. It was meant to be released last year.
Yeah.
At some point, and it got pushed back, and obviously the Disney-Fox merger happened. And this will be the last sort of canon X-Men film.
Okay.
So it's not canon as per se with the Wolverine timeline or anything like that, or with any timeline in the X-Men, like Days of Future Past or anything like that. It is linked as I'm trying to think of what the film called.
Is it linked to the prequel movies for X-Men?
No, I think because obviously
First Class or anything like that.
No, it's separate characters, but it is just the last Fox produced one. So that means once the first set of X-Men films start coming out on the MCU through Disney, I think they'll completely disregard all the characters they've created in New Mutants.
Well, I can't wait for it.
So you think that this New Mutants will literally be a one-off? So this is the only time we'll see these characters.
Essentially, I mean, we might see the characters later on, but I think it's extremely pointless to bring this film out now because there's nowhere it can go.
Yeah.
So I think if they've brought it back into editing after it's supposed to be released out for a year, I hope they don't leave it on any sort of cliffhanger because I don't think they'll ever pick up on it.
Okay. There is a lot. We've got a massive list here, but we will be here all night. The one what I'm mainly looking forward to this year is Ghostbusters Afterlife. For me, that's number one.
Number one.
Right there.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's good.
Got Paul Rudd in it, of course. It's going to be good.
Actually, yeah, it's got what's his name? What's his name from Stranger Things?
Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, that's the one. Finn something.
Yeah.
He's well, I think he's great in Stranger Things. So I'm excited to see, and they're going to be the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I mean they're setting up because you remember years ago there was a Young Ghostbusters show.
Yes, I do actually.
It makes it sound like I was like born years and years ago, but I kind of
back in my day,
during the war.
So
But,
I would say that was I'm looking forward to that the most. I was just checking to see when the new Fantastic Beasts film came out. I wanted to see if that was coming out this year because I'd say that was my favourite film, but
hopefully never.
When is that
2021.
Okay.
And we've still got a bit to wait on that
one.
So
we'll wait till the 2020 roundup.
Yeah, we'll go back to Ghostbusters. Sorry about that, boys.
That's fine, mate. No, I'm super looking forward to it. I think I think this is going to have to do rights and wrongs. That no offense, because
I know what you're going to say.
I don't want the people to think that
I know what you're going to say, Adam.
Against women,
just rip the band-aid off, mate.
Go, Adam,
just rip it off.
Say you didn't like the women's Ghostbusters.
It was horrendous.
Go on, it was awful. Bill Murray,
Chris Hemsworth, great,
stand out,
awesome. And I feel like that his performance in that led to how he performed in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And I think he was the best part of the movie. I've got nothing wrong with the women actors, and I think they did an alright job. But I just think the story was crap, and it just wasn't good. I don't like how they did the cameos from the original actors. I didn't like any of it.
Was Dan Aykroyd in it?
I think so. Yeah.
Did he? I know Bill Murray did.
Bill Murray killed it. Did he kill? How did that out? Do you know what? I think I've actually wiped it from.
Try to wipe it from your memory. Yeah. I mean, obviously, because with Ghostbusters Afterlife, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray are returning as
Ernie Hudson as well. Who plays,
and Ernie Hudson.
Not Egon. What's his name?
I don't have a clue, mate.
Winston.
Winston, yeah.
Winston.
Fucking say you're the one with the laptop, mate.
Wow, massive Ghostbusters fan. That's annoying. Yeah, I hope they do it right, and I think they will, because it's the guy who directed the original. It's his son.
His son.
And he says he's the first ever Ghostbusters fan. So if he's doing this movie, then I've got high hopes. You know, I'm putting my putting my hopes in there.
I'm really excited. I feel like they're going more down the horror route though. Obviously, I imagine back in the 1980s, Ghostbusters seemed like a horror, especially that
scary,
first.
Man. Yeah, I remember it being scary.
Especially the first time you see that ghost in the library, and you think to yourself, "Oh Jesus Christ!" But like,
the actual ghost wasn't scary, but it was like the build up to it.
The thing is, there's a lot more that they can do with it now as well. Now that we've got all this new CGI and everything, do they push down the horror route a little bit more?
I think they are. Yeah. Judging by the trailer, they are definitely pushing down more of a sort of have you seen the trailer for Lock and Key?
Yeah.
That's out now.
Is that the new one on Netflix?
Isn't
it?
On Netflix, yeah.
So Lock and Key, obviously to me, it seems a bit of a kiddified horror, but like I feel like Ghostbusters is going down that sort of route.
That's the way that they're going? Do you reckon?
I feel like they are. Like, did you ever watch The Hole?
No.
So back it was about 2008, I think it came out. It was like a horror film. It was only rated 12, same as like The Woman in Black.
Yeah,
Woman in Black was only rated 12, and
that's with Daniel
Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe was in that. Just for everyone at home.
Little inside joke coming up here.
We are. Can you just switch to? Oh, no,
my camera's gone.
His camera's cut out,
which is a shame. But on closer inspection, Ash actually does it like Daniel Radcliffe. So
we think he does. Anyway.
Yeah, you guys think I do. I don't see it.
It adds that you're a massive Harry Potter fan as well. I don't know. You're a massive Harry Potter fan, man.
Yeah.
Embrace it. I thought you'd been loving this. It's like someone saying to me like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I love that.
No, but if you look at Daniel Radcliffe now, Daniel Radcliffe now just looks like he's on crack.
Yeah, but
all the time.
We don't think that you look like Daniel Radcliffe now, mate.
And he's got
no.
Have you seen the trailer for his new film, Guns Akimbo?
With his
yeah.
I've seen that. It's pretty cool.
He looks dead odd in that, but that film does look good.
It does, but I don't think you look like Daniel Radcliffe now, mate.
You think back in Harry Potter days?
I think you look like little kid Harry.
Okay.
I'm going to say sort of Goblet of Fire era.
Yeah,
I need to grow my hair out a little bit.
You used
for
to have
one.
that hair. I've seen pictures with your hair.
Yeah,
like
that wasn't a great time in my life.
Back in the day.
Yeah. I'm gonna move us swiftly on from that.
You move
us go and do that.
We've got favourite film. We've got Ghostbusters. I'm gonna jump straight in. Favourite series that I'm looking forward to is Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we just going to stick to it because there's a lot of series, but I think Disney Plus is the main one that's got all the good things for us coming out.
Yeah, Disney Plus has got a lot coming out.
Yeah, Mandalorian, man, I'm super excited for.
Obviously, everyone sees Baby Yoda and everything going about. There's obviously going to be
the child.
Yeah, the child.
Yeah,
Don't call it Baby Yoda. Disney will like come for us.
It's Baby Yoda.
I'm super excited for it.
Yeah.
I cannot wait because I know it's good because I've seen I've not seen spoilers, but I know there's nobody hating on it. So.
Have you got your pre-order sorted for Disney Plus yet?
It was on sale, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it is until the 23rd of March.
Yeah.
Sadly, I didn't get the pre-order. I will get it when it comes out though, definitely. But oh man, the Mandalorian, I just think it's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
I do. I don't even have words for it because I don't know how good it's gonna be. I don't know how far it'll delve into because it's set after the Return of the Jedi. So obviously Luke and Leia are there. Everyone's about. Are they gonna be? Are they gonna have a young Luke? Are they gonna have? I don't think they will in this series. I think this is probably it's to whether people fans will actually like it. So this is just a kind of breaking in series. Maybe the second series.
I feel like America's had this already, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I feel like if there was Luke, like young Luke or
We'd
whatever,
have had that spoiler.
we'd know by
We'd
now.
know.
We would know.
We would know.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Sure.
I am looking forward to it, but the Clone Wars as well because that's just released in the.
Yeah, it came out on 27th in America.
Yeah.
Is that
27th
something?
February.
Is that something that you've both kept up with?
No.
I remember watching them when they first came out and they were quite childish, but I was still probably only like 15, 14, something like that. So I watched the episodes. Apparently they got quite a lot more serious after it, quite later on into the later series. They went quite deep, especially for a cartoon.
Yeah.
Rebels I've watched Rebels and that is
I've
quite
seen
deep.
clips of Rebels.
That's quite good.
Obviously, I know about the Ahsoka Darth Vader scene.
Yeah.
That's quite a big part of it.
But Ahsoka's obviously a massive character in the Clone Wars, so if you've not watched Clone Wars, you kind of have that disconnect. I remember the Clone Wars movie.
I remember the Clone Wars
cartoon
movie. Isn't that when was it Jabba's son?
Baby Jabba.
Baby Jabba.
Yeah, that's the original.
Are we allowed to call him Baby Jabba?
Well, he was the original
Baba.
baby.
Baba Jabba.
Baba Jabba.
Baba Jabba.
Baba Jabba.
Baba
Yeah,
Jabba.
yeah. And that film was good. Was not good. That film was bad. That film was really bad.
Tell me which one you're on about because there are two. Wait, which Clone Wars movie are you on about? Because there are two. And
not Attack of the Clones.
No. There's a Clone Wars movie that's like 2D.
I'm on about the 2D one. I think it's got like Asajj Ventress and Baba Jabba.
No. No, yeah, it is. But that's 3D. It's not 2D.
No, there is a 2D one as well.
You're thinking of the original Cartoon Network ones.
Yeah.
They
They
were
looks like Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Yes, they were like 5-minute episodes.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then
think
they
they
put
then
into
took
a
it all
movie.
into one movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good because they made General Grievous look. Was it General Grievous or is it
Grievous.
They made General
Grievous.
They made General Grievous. General Grievous.
General Grievous.
You know, they made him seem like such a scary character, and he is. But especially in that, they made him such like a looming sort of
threat.
Yeah. He could come from nowhere, and he's
there.
a badass,
Boom.
pretty much. Yeah.
Boom. Hello.
So Clone Wars. We've got obviously the Marvel series coming out. Which this is what I wanted to get into when I interrupted you earlier.
Yep.
So apologies for that. By the way.
No, go for it. I think I know what you're going to go on with, but
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Yes.
Anthony Mackie has confirmed now that he is Iron Man. He is Captain America.
Yep, I've seen that. Saw that this morning.
So we know that's happening.
But
now.
we knew that was happening in the first place.
I know. But I'm glad it's been confirmed now. I'm excited
Just to confirm, the sky is blue.
Yeah. But I'm surprised that they've done a series on that. They've not done a movie.
I think they're branching off now because I feel like there's so much story to be told.
Yeah.
I think with Disney Plus as well, they're just going to overload it with stuff.
But they can.
Yeah, but they can.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring
but
it
this
on.
is what I mean. Now that they've just brought out Disney Plus, Disney are going to want to bring attraction to it. They're not going to bring out a film to bring out in a cinema when they can get a subscription service going on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and they'll make money. Look at Netflix with all the original series.
Exactly. So I think we're gonna see a lot more series before we see decent films.
And I'm happy with that because that means we'll get more. You know, we're going to get so much. You've got stuff like the Obi-Wan series that's in development. That's not coming out this year, but you're getting so much now that back a year or two ago we probably didn't even think was going to ever happen.
Yeah,
no.
You know, we were getting Loki, which is, I think that's a spin-off from Endgame where he kind of went into that portal.
Yeah, after he disappeared after grabbing the Tesseract.
So that's in a whole separate timeline.
Yep.
But it's still awesome that we're getting that. We're going to get to see Tom Hiddleston as Loki again. That is have his own. I don't know how good it'll be because I don't know how good he can be as a standalone lead character. I think he's a great lead actor. But as that character being the lead in the series, I don't know.
It seems to bounce off Thor quite a lot.
Yeah. But is Thor going to be in it? We don't know.
The way that doing series, it gives them a new outlook of being able to do things. Like you see, is it WandaVision?
Yes.
Look at the way that they're doing that. They're doing that in a sitcom way.
So excited.
It's going to be quite trippy. And I think that's going to be... I don't know.
Is that the right way to go about it, though, do you think?
That's going to open so many doors for the MCU. Just want to throw that one out.
It's the multiverse sort of theory, isn't it? I think they're going into that sort of route.
Yeah.
Because Vision is dead.
Yeah.
Through and through. Vision is dead.
But is this all like in her head?
I think someone, I can't remember who, possibly, I've heard theories doing this to her, to torture her in some sort of way, to make her snap.
Okay.
Which could be quite clever because obviously Scarlet, Elizabeth Olsen is casted in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
As a lead character, and I'm thinking apparently there are supposedly 2 big bads in it, and I think Scarlet Witch could be one of them. She could be the reason the multiverse opens. She could be the reason we get X-Men, we get Fantastic Four.
Well, she has the power to do it.
Yeah. But obviously, if she could open that multiverse, that means we could have Marvel films for the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
there's so much you can do.
Is the multiverse going to tie into because the Quantumverse? Do you reckon that'll have in any way anything to do with it from Ant-Man, or is that just a purely time travel sort of thing?
I mean, I think it is probably just a time travel thing.
You reckon?
Because obviously that's...
I reckon they're kind of done with that now.
They really built on that and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
To sort of...
lead into
the quantum realm to lead into Endgame. Because without Ant-Man and the Wasp, Endgame wouldn't make any sense.
No.
As to like anything. Like talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, post-credit scene. Just saying. Best post-credit scene of a Marvel film.
I don't remember it, if I'm perfectly honest with you.
Ant-Man goes into the back of the van.
Yeah. I know what it is.
And then... Snap.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I do remember.
Because openly admit, I never watched Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Ooh.
But I did see that clip. Was that a post-credit scene?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought that was at the end of the movie.
No.
Post-credit.
Okay. That's TV shows, I'd say, because there is other stuff, but Disney Plus, I'd say, that's the one we're all excited for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Games for this year, for me, obviously, I'm excited for it, but I think it's going to be... I don't think it's going to be as good as I'm thinking. Marvel Avengers.
Yep.
Keeping on that...
keeping on the Marvel route.
Keeping on the theme.
Yep.
I'm excited for it. And that'll be a good game. We also want to do gameplay videos. We want to try and go down that avenue eventually and try and see if that's something that people enjoy. And people
I think the good thing about this is there's a lot that we can do with it.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not just building podcasts. We've got loads of content we can do.
Exactly. I think obviously the topic of fanboys covers
quite a lot.
Covers a lot.
You can be a fanboy of everything.
Exactly.
So it's gonna lead into God knows what where we could end up.
Yeah.
But Marvel Avengers, especially for that, because that's a co-op game and we can play that all together. So I'm excited for that. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Yeah.
I loved Lego Star Wars as a kid.
Great games.
Loved it to bits. I remember the original one that came out. That was the first free game.
First free Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
And you could do if you 100% the game, you unlocked a secret mission at the end, which is a New Hope mission. Did you ever know that?
I never got around to that.
I did.
Spoilers.
It weren't hard.
I don't know that.
It wasn't hard to 100% game because I think you had to get all the bars
and all the mini kits.
Yeah,
you've got the mini kits and the gold bars along the top as well, haven't you?
On every mission. So I think to unlock that level, you had to get all the gold bars full on each level.
Yeah.
To unlock the extra level.
Okay,
cool.
cool.
You had too much spare time as a kid.
100%.
Mate, do you know what the funny thing is? I never bought that game. I used to rent it from Blockbusters. I probably rent that.
Did you forget to take it back? Did you?
No. I probably spent more money renting that game each week
than buying
it. I don't know why the hell my mum and dad never just bought me the game in the first place. They must have thought after like the fifth or fourth time I rented it, should we not just buy the game?
Yeah, well, that was a good thing back at that time.
Yeah,
you wasn't paying for it.
Well, exactly.
So what does it matter?
I tell you what I remember most about Lego Star Wars is when my dad bought it for me when I was younger.
Oh, so you were one of the fortunate kids that got it, had it bought for you?
Yeah, I had it. Yeah, we did.
You were one of the lucky ones.
We didn't do renting back then, mate. Back in the day, it's distinctly remember because it's not even about the game itself; it's about the box. So I remember buying the game and reading the instruction manual over a pizza, and for a year that album, like the manual inside it, smelt like pizza. And whenever I smell pizza now, I think of Lego Star Wars. So
what a connection! We had pizza earlier.
Yeah, we did pizza earlier.
You sat there thinking of.
I was getting flashbacks. I was thinking,
Well, I'm going to go ahead with my most anticipated game.
Go for it, mate.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to Halo.
The Halo franchise, I missed out on.
I've always, for every single Halo, and I'm currently replaying Halo at the moment. One of my mates decided they wanted to start playing the original Combat Evolved.
Okay.
Halo Infinite, I am absolutely buzzing for.
So which one's Combat Evolved?
So Combat Evolved is the first one.
Okay.
They've brought out the Master Chief Collection, I think it is, that's on Xbox Game Pass now.
Is it remastered though?
It is remastered. Yeah. There's if you press the select button on the Xbox controller, you can go back and forth between the old one and the new one. Okay. So you can the actual
the graphics.
The graphics.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's awesome. Not many remasters do that.
I know, and it's really cool. And we only discovered it about 4 missions in that you could do it. And you look at it now, and there are so many changes. But there's so much nostalgia from playing that game again. Wow. But I absolutely love the Halo series. But I could go on for hours about that, and I'm not going to.
Is that the only game you look forward to this year?
It's my most anticipated game.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's a lot of games I'm looking forward to, but Halo for me is the biggest game.
Well, I imagine, because we're getting quite late on now, so I suppose we could, like we said, we could go on for hours. And this is the thing. This is why I think this is perfect for us for doing a podcast, because we've sat for. I thought we'd struggle to do an hour, and we're
coming up an hour and a half now.
Yeah, and that's with kind of cutting bits off that we wanted to talk about. So
before we do wrap up though, just on the subject of games, I'm just gonna say 2 words, and that's it, and I'm done.
Go on.
Doom Eternal. Bye.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Before we wrap up, there is one more thing. I think it's good to end this. It's not quite going back to news, but Harrison Ford was interviewed about the Rise of Skywalker. Well, he was asked about the Rise of Skywalker, about his cameo in the film, and he he was asked what do you think of his Force ghost, and this is his response. So his response was, a Force ghost. I don't know what a Force ghost is. I have no fucking idea what a Force ghost is, and I don't care. So Harrison Ford obviously cared a lot about his cameo.
Yeah, he really enjoyed that.
So I just thought that's a good way to end the podcast right there, because nothing beats a good Harrison Ford quote. Indy 5, exciting times. Spielberg's not in it, but yeah.
Honestly, we could be here for hours.
We could.
We could talk for hours. I think we should leave it there for now.
I mean, there's always next week and the week after. We've got plenty of time to go through all these things. Today, I think it's been a success to sort of round up all the things that we've enjoyed and that we're looking forward to. Yep. Gone into detail with a few of them, but there's
it may be too much. I think we spent 20 minutes on Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
I think it was inevitable.
There's plenty of scope to obviously go back on the things that we've spoken about today and talk more about them.
Yeah, course, in terms of publishing this, I've still got to figure that out. We want to try and aim for getting this out on a weekly, the same day every week. I think we were aiming for Wednesday. We're still not quite got a decision on that. We will work that out by the time this goes up. Follow us on Twitter at Fanboys Central. Keep up to date. I'll keep you up to date with whatever we're doing. Posting new content, making sure that we will keep everyone up to date.
Don't forget, we've got an Instagram as well.
At Fanboys Central on Instagram. There we go. Keep everything simple. Keep everything the same username, and keep an eye out for much more, because there's much more coming, and we're excited. We've got the passion for this, and we're not doing it. We're just doing it because we've got passion for it. We want to chat.
At the end of the day, if no one ends up watching this, we've had a chat.
Yeah, and we've done something that we've built up to do, and we've accomplished something. We've been so excited to do this, and we've finally done it, and this is awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Great.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited for what's to come.
Same here.
Awesome.
Great. Well, thank you for listening, everybody.
I think we'll leave it there then.
we'll see you on the flip side.
I have no idea what a fucking Force Ghost is. Good night.
And I don't care.
Good night.
Good night.